What's up guys, edrone here, and today we're going to be updating the firmware on my Fatshark HD3s in the Diving into Rapidfire series. Stay tuned. Yes, I went ahead and did it. I purchased the Immersion RC Rapidfire module for my Fatshark HD3s. Now, I have been running the Furious FPV True D module, and it has worked out really well for me. I have no complaints about this module. It's been working phenomenal. I've really enjoyed the user interface and the signal. The diversity switching has been very good as well. The only reason I decided to switch this Rapidfire is, I guess you could just say, curiosity. Curiosity got the best of me, and I thought, you know what, let me see how much better, if at all, this Rapidfire module is compared to my Furious FPV True D module. Step one is going to be, first for me in these particular goggles, I need to go ahead and update the firmware on my Fatshark HD3s, because these are running an older version of firmware, and there has been a new firmware update that's going to work a lot better with the Rapidfire module. We're going to go ahead and install the firmware. I'll show you how we get all that set up, and then once we get that done, then we're going to go ahead and install this module, which is going to require just a little bit of tinkering here. We're going to have to take apart this door on this side and install another component that comes with this Rapidfire module. First step is to update the firmware in your Fatsharks. You need to take your micro SD card and you need to stick it in the Fatsharks. Now, I really do hate this design. I wish that they had made it so you get your finger in there, but I always have to take some kind of a tool and push it in there because I don't have any fingernails. Anyway, enough ranting. Now, once you have the micro SD card inserted, you're going to want to go ahead and power up the goggles. Plug it in. Now I have my Fatshark set to auto record, and watch this video here in the corner if you want to learn how to set your Fatsharks up to auto record for DVR, and I'll show you exactly how to do that. So you can see it started to record now. I'm going to go ahead and push on this button here to stop the recording one time. You see it beep twice and the LED went back to solid. Now what we need to do is we need to turn off the receiver module with this button here on the bottom. So we're going to turn off. You see the LEDs on the receiver shut off. So at this point the goggles are turned on, but the receiver is turned off. Now we need to open up the menu in the goggles. Okay, once you're in the menu, you're going to use the DVR joystick on the right side to go down and select Format, and then press over to your right as you're wearing the goggles to go ahead and select the format and execute it. Now your micro SD card is all formatted. Now that we have the micro SD card formatted in the goggles, we're going to go ahead and pop the micro SD card out of the goggles, put it in our PC. Once you go to this website right here, you're going to come down here to version 1.2a. And you're going to click on download one time, and it's going to open up in a zip file. We're going to go open when done. Now once it opens, you're going to go right here, double click, and it's going to ask you how you want to open the file. I'm going to do the Cool File Viewer. Alright, it's going to give you a PDF file that's going to tell you what the firmware update is, what version it is, when it came out, what was fixed, and show you some side effects of the fix. It's going to tell you how to upgrade the firmware, and it's going to show you what goggles are compatible with this firmware update. So I have the Dominator HD3s, which is right here, and they are compatible. And here's what you do, if you brick your goggles, this is how you would fix it. So come down here, and we already formatted the micro SD card in the goggle DVR menu. We already powered down the goggles. Now, using your computer, place the supplied CRESFW cross bin file in the root of the SD card. So we need to find, there's the firmware right there, CRESFW. So we need to take this file right here, which is the CRESFW, and we need to right click it, and we're going to cut it. We're going to come down here to the micro SD card. Now we need to save this to the root of the micro SD card. So we don't want to put it in any of these folders. We want to click on a blank space here, and we want to hit paste. Okay, you can see we have taken the firmware and put it on the root of the micro SD card. Now we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to right click on the micro SD card icon here, and I'm going to hit eject. And now that it's ejected, we can go ahead and pull the micro SD card out of our computer. We've removed our micro SD card with the new firmware on it. Now we're going to go ahead and put the micro SD card back in the goggles. Okay, push that in all the way. And here goes, guys. Point of no return. Hopefully everything works correctly. We're going to power it up, and once we apply power, the firmware update should just automatically start updating, and we'll get a series of flashing on the goggles here, indicating that the firmware is uploading. And then once it's done, the LED should turn off to make sure that we are done. So here goes. A little nervous. Okay, I have applied power. LED is flashing rapidly. At this point, you don't want to unplug or do anything other than just sit here and wait. Otherwise, you could brick your goggles. So the firmware is updating now. You can see the LED flashing rapidly. We're going to let it completely get done. Okay. Now that the LED has stopped flashing, we're going to remove power and wait for 15 seconds. It's been 15 seconds. Now we're going to plug power back in and verify that the DVR is working. I have mine set to auto record. Let's see if it goes ahead and auto records. Okay, the LED came on and then it went off. So let's push the DVR button here. I am getting a flashing here, so hopefully that means that the DVR is recording. That is a good sign. Let me go ahead and stop the recording. Okay, I got 2 beeps, back to a solid. Let me go ahead and unplug and see. We may have to go back into the menu and set it up to auto record continuously again. It looks like once we updated the firmware, it may have changed the auto record back to regular. I'm going to go ahead and unplug the goggles. And now when I plug them back in, it should start auto recording by itself because I've changed that parameter. Let's see. There it goes. So now it is auto recording once we plugged in power. So that's working correctly. So now we've got the firmware updated on the Fatsharks. That wasn't too bad. And that's going to do it for this one, guys. In the next video, we'll be unboxing the Rapidfire module and taking a look and getting it set up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Any questions, put down in the comments section, and I'll be glad to get to them for you. And until next time, guys, edrone out.